I said 20, 30,000. I said 20, 30,000. I said 20, 30,000. I said 20, 30,000. Sho Genge, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Gugules, and this is Uncomfortable Growth. If it is your first time here, welcome to the gang. To my returning subscribers, what it do? We are at 30,000. Guys, I would first, let's catch a break, child. Woo. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys so much for 20,000. So I hit 20K the day after my birthday, and I'm actually so happy that I didn't hit it on my birthday because I actually had extended my Durban trip impromptu. I was supposed to come back on the 22nd, decided to stay one more night, and I hit 20K while I was in Durban with all of my friends. So I was able to celebrate, so that was so special. You guys ended off my birthday weekend in the best way possible, okay? So I'm just super grateful. Thank you for subscribing, for telling your friends to subscribe. Just thank you for supporting me, guys. It means the world, okay? Road to 30K. I never thought I'd ever be saying that, but let me say it again. Road to 30K, 30,000 of the gang. I'm so excited. So thank you guys so much. I know you guys are waiting for my vlog. That's coming. It's a lot of footage to get through, so please bear with me. So I actually thought I'd do a little bit of a life update and focus more or less on what life has been like for me outside of school this year. So if you aren't aware, I did take a leave of absence this year. I decided, you know, even the way in which I decided wasn't even grand. I was still very much adamant that I wanted to do school and finish school, even though I wasn't okay mentally. So towards the end of last year, my therapist suggested that I defer my exams. I said, right? Okay, I decided to mandibe grand, and I tried to write exams, and that did not work out. So I deferred them to earlier this year. After writing my exams, I realized there's something that's beating water. I just realized that school felt so much harder for me than what it should. So before I even get into this video, the first thing I want to say is that school is very important. I'm not here to tell you guys not to go to varsity. I'm not here to tell you not to finish, because I do have plans on finishing, and I definitely will finish my degree. But I do want to speak about the break. Like, it's obviously very weird when you've been in an institution or you are a scholar and you stop that abruptly. So much of your identity can be anchored in being a student. So when that's taken away, because school is all you do, you know, so when that's taken away, it does become a bit confusing. And having to relearn myself, just spend a lot of time with myself has been really tricky, but I've enjoyed it. At the beginning of the year, when I had just decided to take a leave of absence for the year, first of all, it was for a semester before it turned into a year. But when I decided to take a leave of absence, I was super excited. Like, I was like, okay, Gugu, give yourself the time that you need to heal, to just be a better person, you know? Like, I don't think it was, no, not that I don't think, it was not realistic of me to continuously try push school, knowing that I wasn't okay mentally. Just because it felt 10 times harder. And guys, school is hard, but you know when it's that much harder for you. And I would see it in my friends. Like, my friends could wake up and go to campus, or wake up and do tuts and just be so present. But I used to mentally prepare myself to go to campus, or to even turn on my laptop, or just anything that had to do with school took me that much longer. So yeah, child. At the beginning of the year, my leave of absence starts, and like I said, I'm super excited, but I quickly, like, things changed for me. Like, my excitement became something else. I don't know what emotion it was, but I had so much time on my hands, I did not know what to do. So at the time, I still lived with Sibu, and Sibu still had school. Like, this girl's waking up, you know, she's going to her online classes or whatever, and I realized that I didn't have anything else to do outside of YouTube at the time. I had started a radio internship, but that was like towards the end. That's when I decided to do something with my time. But the beginning was hell. Seeing my friends do school, seeing my friends talk about school, I felt like a complete failure, just because I'd gone to Cape Town for one thing, and that was school. So for me to kind of be chilling in Cape Town and not be getting my degree, or to still not have it, was a very big thing to me. And seeing my friends actively get it, seeing my friends graduate, seeing my best friend start her masters and Gitluda undergrad it was a lot. So I was very hard on myself in the beginning. I used to cry quite a bit, you know. As much as a leave of absence is like, ooh, super exciting, there's a lot that comes with it. And having all that time to deal with you and your thoughts is a lot to digest. In the beginning, I used to cry quite a bit. I used to be so frustrated with myself. I used to like wake up every week and make the most to-do list for the week so that I felt like I was doing things. And as soon as I didn't do one of the things on the list, I was so mean to myself. I literally was like, sis, I want to degree, but and that's not what it is. I realized that I needed the break because I needed the mental break. Like, I needed to not put pressure on myself. I needed to establish a routine organically for me to see what works for me, you know. I do think that throughout the schooling career, there's obviously some sort of routine or schedule that you have to abide to in order to get through it. Obviously, high school is more rigid because you wake up, you go to school, you're not at school, they call your parents. Varsity, you kind of have to create a routine of yourself. However, there are still things that, like, they're deadlines, you know, so you're continuously pushing yourself. So I decided to take a step back. I'm not gonna lie, I do think there was a month where I was a bum a little bit. I would just wake up and see where the day took me, and then that's also when lockdown started. So that was kind of cool because now obviously my friends aren't doing varsity. Now we're kind of all together at home. School had also been paused. So at first I just wake up, see what needed to be done for the day, do that, pour everything that I had, all the energy that I had into YouTube, and slowly but surely it started to get easier. But again, the deeper we got into lockdown, the more I was like, are you telling me that all I'm going to do with this time is YouTube? And at the time, to me, that wasn't a lot. Like, I backed myself with YouTube, but I didn't back myself. And also because I had just started my my leave of absence, obviously my parents are going to be somewhat skeptical, you know. They kind of want to know what your plan is for the 6 months that you're not at school, how you're bettering yourself, all of that. And at the time, I mean, my parents, they're older than me, you know, so they don't necessarily understand YouTube and understand that things can happen on this platform. So I was beating myself up because all I was doing was YouTube and I couldn't see beyond that. And I was doing the radio internship, but as a person, I've just realized that I really do struggle to see the little that I'm doing. I want the big picture. Like, I want, when I come back and I present myself to my parents, or I present my results, I want big things so I can literally be like, you know, I took this time off, but it was well spent. And then I was in a very weird place. It was very like push and pull. Like, I was very happy with what I was doing, kind of hated that I stopped school. But as time went by and the more time I spent with myself and the more I realized that as much as I have to have something to show for this time that I wasn't at school and that I was building whatever it is that I'm trying to build, the most important part was being a better person and healing. And I cannot, guys, I can't stress it enough. I could have never healed had I kept myself in school, just because there was never ever going to be enough time for me. There was never ever going to be enough time for me to like properly explore my thoughts, allow for myself to feel what I needed to feel. That's what really helped me during lockdown. I was able to feel it all. Like, if I was sad, I was sad and didn't have to show up for anything else other than myself, and that was amazing. And sometimes, you know, sadness it's hectic. Sometimes it's more than a day. Sometimes you can have 3 bad days back to back. You can have a week. So I really did allow myself to feel all the negative emotions in the beginning of the year. Not beginning of the year, but during lockdown. And as I slowly started to work through that, I just started feeling so much lighter and so much better about myself. So now I'm in a completely different place. I obviously understand that one, my break was needed. Had I not done that, I wouldn't have the beauty that is uncomfortable growth. I wouldn't be the person that I am. I wouldn't have healed from as much as I have. I wouldn't be as carefree. I wouldn't be as loving and openly loving as I am had I not taken the break to work on myself. So obviously my break was supposed to be 6 months, and I said, again, guys, me not I cannot go back right now. So I decided to take the year off, and I'm in a weird space now because I do think that I've done enough holistic personal work as a person. You know, the work never stops, but I do think that I have a better understanding as to how to take care of myself while doing things now, which I had no clue how to do before. School was the most important thing to me. Impressing my parents not disappointing them was the most important thing to me. Being present for my friends was the most important thing to me. So I think I've learned now how to be present in all of my friendships, with my family and my friends, and still really take care of myself. But, you know, like I kind of feel like the healing is done now. Like I'm a wholesome babe. I'm a good babe. Like right now I'm good. So I am in a weird place because I am starting to think about next year and what I want to do with the year next year and what I want to do with the rest of this year. I know the end of the year is really soon, but there's so much that I want to do. There's a lot that I want to do with my YouTube, guys. I still really want to push radio, and I'm not gonna lie, I became passive with that when I moved to Joburg. I do think that was the anxiety of everything, just like moving home, having to set up my YouTube at home, not knowing how my videos at home would be, being scared that I'd be alone most of the time. So I'm now at a point where I'm like, okay, no, I have some sort of routine. I know that I can do this, so I'm gonna try balance the two. I'm definitely gonna start pushing my radio shares. Okay, because I love radio, and I don't know why I'm holding myself back from doing something that I love. But yeah, I do want to say that a leave of absence is a lot. You have to be ready to spend that much time with yourself, especially if you don't have a concrete plan. Keep in mind, guys, school keeps you so busy, like busy all the time. There's always something to do. Like even during vac, you're thinking about, after vac, there's this, or during vac, let me catch up. So when you take school away, I just want people to become aware of like how much time it is that you have to yourself. And I want you to use the time in the best way. I want you to use that time in the way that is best to you. Not in the way that's best to your parents, not in the way that you think you should be. I don't want you to put pressure on yourself thinking that you have to produce major things because you stopped school. Reality is, if you're taking a leave of absence, it's because you need it. You need the downtime. You need the mental break. So that's what it is, a mental break. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Allow yourself to explore different parts of you, allow yourself to feel the emotions that you need to feel, but obviously come back, please. Go up, but come back. We always come back. We always come back. Nobody on this channel is staying down, okay? So yeah, I also do want to encourage you to maybe have these conversations with your parents if this is what you're thinking. Guys, I also think in your hearts of hearts, whether or not you just need a week's break, or if you just need a few days, or whether or not you need to take a leave of absence, like whether or not you need to take a full step back from something in order to heal. UCT has been a huge trigger for me for a very long time. And my therapist she was like, sis, how do you expect to heal when you're constantly putting yourself in the position or in the environment that triggers you? And I literally was like, I mean, sis, you're asking me the questions. And I think once I let go of bazothina bantu, and when I realized that I'm putting myself first, that I'm not letting anyone down. This is just a part of my journey. I needed the break in order to be a better person, and I'm super proud of who I am today, especially as a daughter and as a sister. I'm super proud of myself for being honest. I'm super proud of myself for taking this break. It takes a lot of courage. So I just want to say that if you are feeling like, in your hearts of hearts, you really do need this break and you want to have that conversation with your parents, it's not an easy one. I'm not guaranteeing that your parents will fully be understanding, but I do want you to try. I think that if you do have the conversation and it isn't met with the reaction that you want, at least you'll be at peace knowing that, I tried to do what's best for me. They're forcing me right now. So there's nothing I can do about that. What I have, or what I'm able to do for you right now is what I'm going to do. And if I'm telling you I can't do this, sincerely, don't go around just joking about leave of absence. Like, sincerely, you need the break. I do think you should be able to say that. I say this to my friends all the time. I should have taken a leave of absence in second year. I would have my degree by now, for sure. I should have said first year, I'm not sure. Second year, leave of absence for the whole year, come back in third year. Also, it's crazy because at the time I was so concerned about being left behind. My friends are a year above me. My friends are doing so well. And I'm so happy that I'm at the point in my life where I've just made peace with it all. I'm so happy that my friends have degrees, and I'm so happy that my best friend is doing her master's, but I'm also so happy of my progress. And I know that I would have never been able to grow as a person or achieve what I have inside of school. And this was part of God's plan, okay? And I needed the break. I needed a heal. And that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, guys, that's my little 2 cents. I will be seeing you guys soon. You're gonna get my birthday vlog soon. I know you wanna see You want to see all of that. But guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for making my dreams come true. Honestly, like I said, you guys ended my birthday perfectly. It was like the sweetest, cutest, little warmest birthday gift someone could give me, and you guys have done that. You guys, you always show up, you always show out, you're always so supportive, and I love you guys. I really, really do, and you've carried me through this year. Okay, so thank you for that. But yeah, guys, I will see you sometime soon. Ngiyanithanda.